Has it ever occurred to you that HTML elements could be in various different states? Even if it hasn't occurred to you, it certainly has occurred to the designers of the CSS language, and they have provided for this using a facility known as pseudo classes. The easiest way to see an HTML element which could be in a bunch of different states is by considering the A tag, which, as we've seen, is used to specify links in HTML. Now, it's easy to visualize that a link could be in one of many different states. The link might just be sitting there unclicked, or it's possible that you've clicked on the link. It's also possible that you have selected a link, and lastly, it's possible that you've positioned your mouse hovering over the link. Every one of these represents a distinct state of the HTML element, and CSS very kindly defines a pseudo class to represent each one of these states. Using these pseudo classes, it's possible for you to style exactly how an HTML element should look in its different states. For instance, you might want clicked links to be formatted in a very specific way. Pseudo classes, just to be clear, are not real CSS classes. They aren't specifically defined anywhere, but they are real enough that you can define styles on them. For instance, to define a style governing how a link should look, the selector should use both the A HTML tag and the name of the pseudo class, which is link. And this pseudo class will create a style. This is for the default unclicked link. You could just as easily create a style for a visited link by using the selector A.visited. A being the HTML element and visited being the pseudo class associated with a visited link. Likewise, A.active would work for a selected link, and A.hover would work for when a user's mouse is hovering over the link. These are excellent states for you to create styles on, especially the hover. You should be aware that you can create the hover style on any HTML element. This hover state thus can be used on any HTML element to provide feedback to the user. This is very good practice. It's very good to develop web pages where you define rules like this because they provide visual feedback to the user that a click would activate the element that is being hovered over.